Hi guys, last week I showed you quite a few chords and I was looking about to try and find a tune where a lot of these chords are incorporated, and I found that I'd done one quite a while ago on YouTube and Alice in Wonderland, and as well as that there's quite a few other chords in it as well that I'm sure you'll find interesting. Actually, Disney tunes are really good to work on because the chords in these songs are really good. Another good thing about doing Alice in Wonderland, it's a waltz, and it's not often we get to do a waltz. Can't talk and play at the same time. Anyhow, I'll play the first wee part of Alice in Wonderland, then I'll go through the chords that I'll use in them. Again, a lot of them are familiar, we went over them last week, but there's one or two new ones. So, and a lot of the times I should add, some of the things I'm playing is not a chord, they're just devices, so I can get a bass line and a melody through, okay? Tune actually starts in the G7th chord. Okay, the first chord I used was basically just a G7th chord. There's the F there, because the first note is G. But the second chord was the sharp 5, we talked about this quite a while ago. And there's not an awful lot of tunes, they use the sharp 5 as a turnover, but there's not many tunes that actually have the melody and the chord in a G sharp 5 and a sharp 5, so it's really interesting. Okay, so there's the sharp 5 there. I'll go into a wee bit more depth on that in a minute. So then we went back to the C, A minor. Another chord we used it last week, we used the minor 7 flat 5. And I actually used the pivot on it as well, because part of the melody line's an F. Remember with pivot, minor 7 flat 5 is an open chord, and I just bring my fingers down and hit the F natural. So it's used in that tune as well. There'll be quite a few other chords. I'll talk about the chords that we're going to be using this. We're going to be using the sharp 5, we're going to be using the minor 11th, going to be using the 13th, and a minor 11th. So anyway, let me carry on with the tune. I'll stop as we hit them. Minor 7 flat 5. Now, the next chord's actually based on an E flat, but I'm going to do something to it. I'm going to add an 11th and a 6th to it. I'll show you what I'm going to do in a C chords because it's easier to watch what my left hand is doing. So, we know that's C, that's C7th, because we're adding the B flat. So all I'm doing is changing these three fingers. Second finger on a C, first finger on an E, third finger on a B flat. But what I'm going to do now with my pinky is add an E, which is the third, although if you add A it's 11th, and I'm going to add an A, which is the 6th, so I get this. Now I know it's a wee bit of a stretch in a C, I'm only doing it here to show you more clearly what the chord shape looks like. In this context we're using it as an E flat, so we're doing this. Again, my second finger is on the name of the note where the chord is, my second finger's on an E flat. Again, if it was on a D it'd be that, but we're on an E flat. So we'll run through again and I'll stop when I get to a chord. Sharp 5, minor 7 flat 5, E flat, D minor. Okay, now that's a G13th, okay? I'll just stop there for a wee minute. So we know that's a G chord. We know that's a G7th. Or you could play the F there. But that's a G7th. So what I'm going to do is take everything off except my first and second finger, okay? Now, I showed you before, if we play the sharp 5, fifth note in the scale is D. So obviously sharp 5, D sharp, there it's just there. So that's the sharp 5 shape there. And conveniently if we stay here and instead of a D sharp, we take that off and we play an E, that becomes the 13th, which is used in an awful lot of tunes. And again, just staying exactly where we are, I forget my third finger and I play an A flat, That's the 13th flat 9th. There's the 13th. The 9th note is A, so obviously A flat is the flat 9th. Now if you look at it, it's basically just like a D shape. There's me barring a G in the 3rd fret, and it's like I'm playing a D here, and that's how you go on the 13th flat 9th really quickly. So just in the one position, all the chords were there. G, G sharp 5, G 13th, G 13th flat 9th, and strangely they're all in this tune. Okay, I'll start again. Here we go. Sharp 5, just playing octaves there. B minor 7 flat 5, E, E flat with the 6th and the 7th added on, 11th added on, D minor 7th, G 13th. I'm just going to do a wee device to run from C to A minor. Now D minor 11th, G 13th, C. Now the second, now let's do the minor 11th while we're here. Again, look at me playing an A minor. Take my 3rd finger off, becomes an A minor 7th. Now the 11th note is D. And as I'm always saying, guys, the chords we play up here are just the chords we play down here. The only difference is we're using our 1st finger like a capo. So if that's A minor 11th there, B minor 11th is there. Just move the whole shape up. Again, if we were in D minor 7th there, you're just adding the 11th note here. Okay, so anyway, now we're going to the second part of the tune. And it starts at D minor. Now you're going straight on to that sharp 5 beat and adding an A, because the A is the melody line. C major 7th, take the A minor, D minor again, G. Now the melody line here is a B, so I'm playing a C with it, and the rest of the trebles open to give me a C major 7th chord. Octaves again. There's a lovely diminished run here. E flat diminished, 1st finger on an E flat to A diminished, 1st finger on an A, see, just E minor to A. Then it's basically going from D minor to A 7th a couple of times. Now the second time, instead of going straight to a G 7th, we do what we talked about the other week. We play the chord a semitone higher, then bring it down. Okay, and I'll play the whole of that second that part. Then back to the beginning again. Sharp 5, minor 7 flat 5, pivot, that modified E flat chord, D minor 7th, 13th chord, D minor, there's 11th, 13th. We'll do a big finish here, using the 11th chord again, 13th. Now we could have used it in the 13th flat 9th. As I say, you got to watch it. Sometimes it could have worked, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We could have done something like it's a good chord to have in your armoury, the 13th flat 9th. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes it sounds a wee bit wacky, but sometimes it's just cool. That's quite a common device, by the way. Instead of minor 2nd, so you're going D minor to the 5th, then you're going up to E minor to the A 7th. That's where I tried the 13th flat 9th. D minor to the 13th again, G. And you can either end it just in a C, C ninth, C6. When I tried before, the C leading, that means just a C chord with an added F sharp. So let's go through some of the chords that we used there. Also the minor 7 flat 5. Okay, we used that with the pivot. Bass in the G, you had the G7th, G13th, G sharp 5, G13 flat 9th. We did that. The other one we did there was a minor 11th. Remember I told you like an A minor with an added D? But we're playing it as a bar. I used it in the D minor. And I hope some of that was a wee bit of use for you. It's kind of tricky talking to the camera and looking at these chords at the same time and trying to get the melody. That's my excuse. But they're really, really good tunes. And as I say, these are the chords, they crop up all the time. And as I say, very rarely do you get them all together, but it's quite a lot of them in that tune. And I hope some of them are of use to you. This is quite a short video, so it's kind of push for time today. We've got a longer one out for you next week. Anyhow, thanks for watching. See you again. Bye now.